Welcome to our channel. Is gluten really ruining your health, or is this just a popular myth? Today, we're going to dive deep into whether gluten is truly the most inflammatory food everyone should avoid, or if all the hype around it is just an unfounded trend. In this video, you'll learn exactly what gluten does to your body, who really needs to be concerned about it, and whether you actually need to cut it out of your diet to improve your health and well-being. We'll separate facts from exaggerations so you can make informed decisions instead of just following the latest fad. If you've ever felt tired, bloated, or uncomfortable after meals and are considering cutting out gluten, stay until the end. This video could be the guide you need to determine whether gluten is the culprit, or if there are other factors at play. Gluten is a protein found in grains like wheat, rye, and barley. It's what gives bread its elasticity and distinctive texture, making it soft and chewy. But beyond its culinary properties, gluten has also become the target of much controversy when it comes to health. To better understand the discussion, it's important to know how gluten acts in the body. When ingested, it's broken down into smaller proteins during digestion. In people who have a sensitivity or allergy, the body can react negatively to these proteins, leading to a range of uncomfortable symptoms. However, for the vast majority of people, gluten is just another common component of the diet. But why has gluten gained a reputation for being so inflammatory? The idea comes from the fact that, in some individuals, consuming gluten can trigger an immune response, causing inflammation, particularly in the gut. This response is quite intense in people with celiac disease, where the immune system attacks the lining of the small intestine, leading to issues like nutrient malabsorption, abdominal pain, and other severe symptoms. Besides celiac disease, some people suffer from a condition called non-celiac gluten sensitivity. While it's not an autoimmune reaction, it can cause discomforts like bloating, fatigue, and headaches. Because of these reactions, gluten is often linked to inflammation. However, the question we need to explore is whether these reactions occur in everyone or only in those who already have a predisposition or specific condition. To better understand gluten's impact, it's crucial to distinguish between celiac disease, wheat allergy, and non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Each of these conditions is different, both in terms of how it affects the body and the severity of symptoms. Celiac disease is a serious autoimmune condition in which consuming gluten causes the immune system to attack the small intestine, leading to damage and difficulty absorbing nutrients. People with this condition must completely avoid gluten to protect their health. Wheat allergy, on the other hand, involves an allergic reaction by the immune system to wheat proteins, which may include gluten, and can trigger immediate symptoms like itching, swelling, and even difficulty breathing. On the other hand, non-celiac gluten sensitivity is a condition where a person experiences symptoms similar to celiac disease, such as digestive discomfort and fatigue, but without the autoimmune damage to the intestine. While there is still debate within the scientific community about the nature of the sensitivity, it is a reality for many people. Understanding these differences is essential to know who really needs to avoid gluten and who can consume it without major concerns. What does science really say about the relationship between gluten and inflammation? Let's take a look at the available evidence to separate fact from fiction. For people with celiac disease, gluten is indeed a powerful inflammatory agent that triggers an intense immune response. For those with non-celiac gluten sensitivity, gluten consumption can cause discomfort, though the exact mechanisms are still not fully understood. But what about healthy individuals without these conditions? Studies indicate that gluten, by itself, is not a problem for most of the population. In fact, many of these studies show that it does not cause significant inflammation in people without celiac disease or sensitivity. Instead, gluten seems to be just another natural component of the diet, without adverse effects for those without a predisposition. It's important to consider that the narrative around gluten being inflammatory for everyone is not supported by solid evidence. Much of this idea comes from the popularization of gluten-free diets, often promoted by public figures and the media. Therefore, understanding what science actually says is crucial for making informed dietary decisions. So, who should really avoid gluten? Let's talk about who might benefit from eliminating this protein from their diet. First and foremost, people with celiac disease absolutely need to remove gluten from their diet. For them, even small amounts can cause significant intestinal damage and impair nutrient absorption, leading to various health problems. In addition to those with celiac disease, people with non-celiac gluten sensitivity may also notice significant improvement in their symptoms by removing gluten. These symptoms include bloating, fatigue, headaches, and abdominal discomfort, which generally disappear or improve after a few weeks without gluten. However, it's important to remember that this sensitivity is diagnosed by exclusion, meaning it is only confirmed after ruling out other conditions. If you have symptoms like extreme fatigue, digestive issues, or general discomfort, it may be helpful to seek guidance from a healthcare professional to determine if gluten is one of the culprits. Never completely eliminate food groups from your diet without first investigating the cause of your symptoms with a specialist, as there is a risk of developing unnecessary nutritional deficiencies. When we talk about inflammation in the body, it's essential to remember that gluten is not the only culprit. There are several other factors in diet and lifestyle that can contribute to inflammatory processes. Refined sugars, ultra-processed foods, trans fats, and even chronic stress often play a much larger role in inflammation than gluten itself. If you're concerned about inflammation, a more comprehensive approach is to focus on a balanced, nutrient-rich diet. Eating more fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and reducing the intake of processed foods can bring significant benefits. These habits help reduce overall body inflammation more effectively than simply eliminating gluten without necessity. So, instead of fixating only on gluten, think about the bigger picture of your diet and lifestyle. Often, making broader adjustments, like including more anti-inflammatory foods and reducing sugar intake, will be more beneficial to your health than focusing on just one component, like gluten. Let's talk about how the fear surrounding gluten is often exaggerated and when it really isn't the villain. For most people without celiac disease or diagnosed sensitivity, gluten does not cause inflammation or significant health issues. Eliminating gluten unnecessarily can even lead to a more restricted diet, making it harder to get important nutrients like fiber, B vitamins, and minerals found in gluten-containing foods like whole wheat. Moreover, following a gluten-free diet can sometimes lead to a more complicated relationship with food, causing anxiety about food choices. Not to mention that many gluten-free products available on the market are ultra-processed and packed with sugars and additives to make up for the texture gluten provides. These products can actually be less healthy than their original versions. So, if you don't have a specific need to avoid gluten, there's no reason to fear it. Maintaining a balanced diet and including nutrient-rich foods will be much more beneficial than cutting out a component unnecessarily. Therefore, the best strategy for your health is to understand your body's actual needs without falling for food trends that lack a solid basis. In summary, gluten can be inflammatory for some people, especially those with celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity. However, for most people, gluten is not the enemy that many make it out to be. The real issue is understanding how your body reacts and not just following the trend of cutting gluten from your life without reason. If you're experiencing symptoms that you think are related to gluten, the best step is to seek professional help and explore the true cause. It's not always about gluten. Often, inflammation and discomfort can be caused by other dietary or lifestyle factors. Making informed decisions about what you eat is key to your well-being, and this video is here to help you understand what really matters. If you found this information helpful, leave a comment sharing your experience with gluten. Have you tried cutting out gluten? Did you notice any changes? I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content about health, wellness, and to continue on this journey of nutritional knowledge. And stay tuned for the next video, where we'll explore other so-called inflammatory foods and find out if they deserve all the negative hype. Let's continue on this journey together to understand what truly matters in your diet and your health.